Hello and welcome to the fourth video in the one-click edit open source project here. In this video, what I want to do is just take an opportunity to show you the rest of the options that I've built into this so far. They'll probably be expanded once you guys start using it and giving me some feedback. But let's look at what we can do here. Couple things. One, I mentioned that we could turn these into text areas. So for the data input, that value can actually be text area. This won't look that great. What did I do that on? The first name. So now I can actually do multi-line stuff after I refresh. This is a multi-line. Click off. So now that's multi-line stuff. Again, that doesn't look great there, but if you had something on the page that was multi-line, you can do text area. So that's one option. But more importantly, what I want to show is, oops. I want to show the, let's see here, let me get rid of all that noise. I want to show options that we could pass into the function or the method when we instantiate it. So not only do we have URL, but what if we wanted to post additional information? So if we look at these calls, we're only posting the ID, the field, and the value to our parser file. We may, and probably do, in most cases, need to send more information along with that. Maybe a table name, maybe a user ID, something, some way that we may want more additional information. So that's super easy. All we have to do, I'm just going to break this down to a new line, but do comma. Yeah, this would have looked better like this. Let me clean this up a bit. Oops. All right, so what we can do is we can pass an additional option here called data. And just for fun, I'm going to go ahead and give it a table. And this, I'm just going to give it a contacts. So if I refresh the page and we change something, if I look at that call to the database, we have the three original, the ID, the field, and the value. But now you can see that the table has also been posted, so that you can add as many elements as you want to this. You know, we could say user ID, something like this, 19. You know, refresh. I know this is kind of change it back. Look at the call, posted values now. We have ID, field, value, table, username. So what happens though if I override something else, like let's say field? That's something that already exists. If I refresh and we update this, we look at it, what happens is it doesn't add an additional field, it overrides the default that I have set up. So you can override those if you need, but that's how you do that. So that's the data option. It just passes additional posts additional data to your parser file, which can be very useful. So let's get rid of that. Another option that we have is allow null. And what this does is currently, let me see here, go to overview. Yeah. Okay. So currently what happens is if I blank this out, or even put a space or something, and I click out, it just replaces it with the original value. There are some situations where you do want them to be able to clear the data, and so in order to do that, we can pass another option here called allow null, and that's camel case, and I can say true. By default, that is set to false, so you don't need to tell it to allow null false, but now what I can do, and this is going to look weird, but I can actually empty that out, and it actually updates the data with a blank. So if I go to my database and refresh, it has actually removed that now. So that is, and then it's hard to click back. So that's probably something I need to work on. Let's see, Benjamin. So yeah, so that's something to keep in mind. You can do null. I'll probably do some sort of minimum height or something to keep that open and easy to click on. Maybe I'll do a blank. I don't know what I'll do. I'll do something. But yeah, so that's that allow null option. Most of the time, you're probably going to want that to be set to false, but I did put that in as an option. And then the last one that I have is the ability to completely use this. You can use this plugin without using my AJAX call. So let's say you want to do something totally different with it and just use the inputs and then do something else. This will not fire the AJAX call unless you tell it to. So what you can do is the option is on blur, and then you give it your callback function. Now, the callback function works like this. You create a function, and whatever happens here, or whatever you do inside this function, is what's going to be fired instead of my AJAX call. So the success, it doesn't work anymore. It just simply, it's to tell it what happens when you blur one of these. So when you click on it and then click off, it'll fire your on. So let's just, for fun, let's make something super annoying. So let's say callback. And then I instantiate that with callback, refresh. I'm just going to empty this out here. And if I blur this, let's see, what did I do wrong? I don't even know how to use my own stuff. So the reason that happened is because I actually called the option. It's not camel case, it's just on blur like this. So let me refresh now. And okay, so I clicked that. It ran the callback function, which I just had an alert in there, but it did not fire off the AJAX call. So let me show that again. See, there's my callback function. So you can do your own custom thing with this instead of using an AJAX call if you want to. I don't care what you want to do, but you can use these inputs to do something else with that callback function. I don't know how useful that'll be. I just thought I'd put it in there in case you don't like the AJAX call or you want to just use this plugin for something totally bizarre. That is totally cool with me. I don't care. So anyway, have a wonderful day, and I'm going to do a bonus video after this, just showing my parser file and how I handle the information as it comes into the back end. Just because I had a few people ask me what I'm doing there, and I'll show you the very basic, most simple way with minimum amount of security, whatever, because I don't want to make the video super long. But if you like this, please comment, like, subscribe, and let people know that this plugin exists. It's at bitbucket.org/parhamcurtis/one-click edit. So I hope that helps, and have a wonderful day.